All right, guys, welcome back to the cabin. It's fall of the year, one of my favorite times of the year, and one of my favorite chores in the fall of the year is cutting firewood. So today we're gonna get a little bit of wood out and get it done. So let's go. All right, perfect. It's exactly where I wanted it. Good deal. Now let's get it cut up and back up to the cabin. There, mission accomplished. Man, that Husqvarna, that's a Husqvarna 359. What a great chainsaw. You know, I've had that saw a long time. I think about 15 years, maybe more. Anyways, it's cut a lot of wood, and you know, it just runs. I can't kill it. What a great chainsaw. Anyways, highly recommend a Husqvarna. I know some of you guys like Steels, and they're a nice saw too, but I can't find any fault with that Husqvarna. That's the second one I've had. The first one was even older than that, and I mean, what a great chainsaw. Highly recommend. All right, so before we load up the ATV and take this wood back up to the cabin, I just wanted to talk quickly about forest management, because I know some people, they get a little wound up when you cut trees down for some reason, even though they're a renewable resource. And I think if you manage your forest correctly, it's a resource that should last forever. The only time that you're hurting the forest is through bad forest management practices. So let's talk just a little bit about that, because I cut wood out here because to me wood is life. I cut the wood off of this land to build the cabin. I cut wood for firewood to keep it warm, to cook with, and so on. So I need wood. Okay, so I know some people, first question would be, well, why don't you cut dead trees instead of live trees? Well, I do. And anytime I come across a dead tree, I'll cut it down and I'll use it for firewood. But there's not a lot of dead trees here. The first few years, I went through the property and I took out as many of the dead trees as I could, and I used them for firewood. But there's still, there's, a guy like me cutting wood for his own use. There's no way you're ever going to hurt the forest. And that's just the way it is. Let's have a look at a couple things, okay? So first of all, I've used every bit of this tree, okay? I didn't waste anything. I even cut up the small branches, and I'm going to use those for campfire wood or for wood in the fall or the spring. I'm not going to waste anything. Even the brush isn't wasted. Now, to most people, this just looks like a brush pile. But to a small animal, this is survival, because small animals will actually use this in the winter as a shelter. So it's going to help small animals survive. Now, also take a look at this, okay? These are sprouts. This is from a tree that I cut, was it a few months ago? It was a maple tree. So you can see that there's little shoots shooting up, okay? Now, it might not look like anything to you, but to a deer or a moose, that is survival. Because this winter, deer and moose will eat most of that down. They'll leave a few shoots, and those shoots will eventually grow up to be new maple trees. So let's look over here. This tree was cut a long time ago, not by me. Well, yeah, actually, I think it was cut by me. Anyways, you can see the new growth that has shot up these maple trees. Deer and moose probably ate some of the shoots and helped them survive a winter. But now a lot of them are starting to grow up into into nice sized maple trees, and they'll keep growing, and that'll be the future. And here's another one. This one was not cut by me. This was cut a long time ago. I'm guessing probably about 25 years ago, I think, by the looks of the trees. So this tree was probably cut about quarter century ago. Again, it probably shooted up, and deer and moose fed and left some, and eventually they grew to be new maple trees. And in another quarter century, they will be huge maple trees. And I don't know if it'll be me or not, but somebody will probably harvest those and make use of them, and the cycle will continue. So, all of that to say that I think good forest management skills, good forest management practices are essential out here. I only cut what I need, and I cut in a way that I don't, ravage the land, as it were. Although I know that this land was originally cut in 1850, and it's been cut many times since then. And as you can see, there's no shortage of wood. I mean, it just keeps growing, right? The wood just keeps growing. So I think that where you get into problems with deforestation and stuff like that from the big forestry companies, they'll go in and they'll clear cut, and not only will they clear cut, but then they'll spray it afterwards with a herbicide because they want to kill that new hardwood growth. All right. So when they do that, that's really hard on the deer population, especially. The deer population around here is down significantly. It's down so much it's really hard for me to even get a deer now in the fall. because there's not as many deer as there used to be. And they say, well, it's hard winters and stuff like that. Well, yes, that's true, but it's also, they don't have any food to eat. You know, forestry companies will, like I said, they'll clear cut, spray, kill any new hardwood growth because they don't want hardwood, they want softwood. Softwood is money. Softwood grows fast, and that's the money tree. And forestry companies, I don't think they really care about the forest that much. So, yeah, I can understand where people get thinking that cutting trees down is a bad thing. But really, for a guy like me, you know, I take care of my property, I take care of this forest, and I have no doubt in my mind there will be wood here for generations to come. All right, enough talk. Let's get this wood up to the cabin. It ain't going to get up there itself, and it ain't going to get split itself. So let's go. Well, guys, it sure turned out to be a beautiful day. Beautiful fall day. Fall's definitely my favorite time of the year, and one of my favorite chores is splitting firewood. And I don't mind doing it at all. I won't use the splitter, I'll use the wood maul. And yeah, it's almost meditative. Love it. Love it. Anyway, I'll end the video here. I know you guys don't want to watch me split wood for the next hour or so. Or maybe you do, but I'm still going to end the video here and get my work done. I want to thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this day. I know I sure did. And as I always say, you know, this is the way life should be, right here. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please give me a thumbs up. And please leave me some comments below. I love the comments. I don't care what you comment about anything. I love reading the comments. I'll find a place here, I'll get some signal so I can get my comments. I'll make it to town in the next day or two and try to upload this video. And yeah, you know, reading the comments gives me something to do out here. So I like reading them. I try to reply to as many as I can, especially if I have some signal. I will reply, but I do read every one, and I love it, so keep them coming. And until next time, we'll see you back here at the cabin.